Tēnā koutou katoa, welcome to this week's live. I'm about to head into the city this afternoon. Clearly I'll be getting changed. This is my Friday morning office attire to deliver a presentation on sustainability and peak performance. And of course, by sustainability, I mean sustainability of our resources, us, our energy, and therefore leading to us being at our best and performing at our peak. And it's something that's been in the news a lot over the course of this week, particularly with the Olympics being on. And I want to particularly draw on the incident with Simone Biles, the US gymnast who has been amazing, has multiple gold medals, and therefore the weight of the expectations and the weight of a country on her shoulders. And of course, in the Olympics, there's been a lot of talk about the impacts of her withdrawing from the team mid-competition, prioritising her mental health, and what they call the twisties, which I'd learned something new. I don't know a lot about gymnastics, but the twisties, where apparently you can be doing a flip mid-air and your brain just forgets where it is and freezes. And I think we all have those moments. We all have the equivalent. We're not all Olympic athletes, obviously, but we all have the equivalent of our gold medal days and our twisties. No matter what we're doing, whether that's in our business, in our life, and just how we feel. And I notice this, particularly for me, I really struggle in winter. I struggle with the winter blues. I sleep more, I eat pretty much everything. And I kind of have this assumption that we were probably a species that was meant to hibernate. And that's how I feel in winter. So my motivation takes a dip. I'm not at my best. I'm not as productive. And the same can be true on different days. So some days we are very creative and we have lots of ideas. Other days, that part of our brain isn't as functional. Some days we can sit and plow through a lot of work and feel really accomplished and productive. And other days we just don't feel like it. And there are seasons to our soul, but here's the thing, and this is what I talk a lot about when we talk about perfection and overcoming imposter syndrome in my workshops. Because we're capable of brilliance, because we can hit those gold medal performance days, we expect it all the time. And then we get disheartened or harsh on ourselves when we have an off day. And I've noticed, particularly for me over winter, it's about moving with those seasons to our souls or our day and allowing ourselves what we need to be at our best. So for me in winter, that means more sleep. It means time outside to get some sunlight. It also means creating space. So if some days I can sit there and I can bash out a report, as I've done this week, and then I took myself off for lunch to celebrate and get me out of the house. But other days, I'm not in that mind frame. And so what I'll do is I'll take myself off and do something different. So I might take myself off and go watch the surfers or take a walk, and that changes things up in my brain. And it gives me a chance to do something different that I might be good at today. So if bashing out the report isn't today, well, maybe thinking is, and some creative space. So it's about listening to A, what we need, and B, where we're at. And that's how we tap into getting the best out of ourselves. We won't be gold medal every day. We might have the twisties, we'll have our off days, and that's okay. It's about managing that. So particularly for introverts, refilling our cup, taking time by ourselves, particularly if you also suffer from the winter blues. So what is it that you need to be at your best? And today that will be different to tomorrow, to next week, to next season, and just going with that. So that's what I've been thinking about today. Obviously, quite topical with the Olympics being on at the moment. What else is happening? So we have the last Overcoming Imposter Syndrome workshop that's live. That is happening in Auckland next month. It's in about 2 weeks, I think. So if you want a place on that, the early bird ends today. So for the rest of today, I think it's until midnight tonight, you can get $200 off your place, and then that goes to full price if there's still tickets available. So I think there's about 4 more left now. We've sold a couple this morning, so there's 4 more spaces left on that. If you want one, I'll pop the link in the live. That's how we learn some more strategies to overcome these perfectionist tendencies and this pressure to always want to have gold medal winning performances, or this assumption that because we're capable of brilliance, we should expect it all the time. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And if you're getting some sun today, get outside, enjoy it. Ka kite ana.